UFC 311 just wrapped up at in LA at the Inuit Dome. Islam Makhachev is still the lightweight world champion after disposing of Renato Moicano in under a round. If you saw the fight, it was pretty quick and pretty dominant from Islam. Finished with the dust choke, just a slip by Moicano, and then Islam was able to capitalize. This fight card was pretty good overall. We'll go over the main fights that I thought was pretty good, but mainly that main card. But obviously Islam walking away as still the lightweight world champion, most title defenses in lightweight history, which is pretty impressive. Co-main event: Merab Dvalishvili defeated Umar Nurmagomedov in the best bantamweight title fight you've ever seen. That's what Joe Rogan called it. I would agree with that sentiment as well. It was an incredible fight. Umar won the first two rounds. Merab came back and won the last three, and just the pace he can put on is incredible. Jiri getting a big finish over Jamahal Hill late in that third round. Jolton Almeida beating Sergey Spivak by finish, and the main card opened up with Renato finishing Kevin Holland. So all finishes on the main card apart from Merab Dvalishvili's fight. But we'll start at the top. Islam defeating Renato Moicano in a pretty one-sided affair. It was pretty quick. I think it may have been 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes max. I mean, what do you expect? It's a bit hard when you're coming in on a day's notice for Moicano. It looked like at one stage he may have got a knockdown, but it was ended up ruling a slip for Islam. And then I mean, Islam proves he's the best in the world, and that's exactly what he should have done against someone who's ranked 10th. Was go out there and finish the fight fairly easily and fairly relatively quickly as well. Merab and Umar, yeah. I mean, this is a fight. This was the fight of the night, I think for sure. This was the most highest level, one of the highest level UFC fights I've ever seen. It was incredible. I mean, I think everyone thought that going in, and I think that's what we were thinking Islam and Arman was going to be too. But this fight lived up to the hype. Umar just succumbed to the pressure of Merab. Merab just has a workman like cardio. He has a cardio. He's the cardio machine. He has a gas tank like no one else. It is so incredible and so impressive. So hats off to Merab. Really happy for him. Where he goes from here, I don't know who you put him against next. I don't really see the Sean O'Malley rematch being a focal point moving forward. Not for me anyway. Maybe for the company, but I don't see it how it makes sense. Yeah, nothing. No one really stands out at the moment. Obviously, Umar was the biggest contender that stood out, I think. And now that that fight's over, um, I don't know. Maybe you do O'Malley versus Umar. That's as a number one contenders fight. That would make a bit of sense, maybe moving forward. O'Malley said he's going to take some time off, so maybe it works out timing wise. That's not a bad fight to put forth. But congrats to Merab, wonderful guy. I mean, he's a workhorse, and how can you not cheer for that guy? Um, Jiri knocking out Jamal Hill. Back and forth fight. Jiri won the first. I had Jamal winning the second. And then Jiri finishing in the third. Incredible. He looked so much better tonight. His head movement was better. He had his hands up more, like he said he was going to have in the post-fight interview with Rogan. But he looked a lot better. He looked a lot better. I still don't think that he gets through Pereira. I just think Pereira's a different beast, but I definitely think if that was the version we saw in the second fight with Alex, it might have been a different outcome, might have gone a little bit longer, but I still think Alex finishes that fight. He's just too good. But yeah, Yuri definitely looked better tonight than he has in the last couple of fights. So he's made some improvements. Jalton Almeida got a big win. His two finishes in a row now called out Cyril Gane. I like that fight. Maybe later in the year if they go back to France. And then Renier de Ryder looks like to be a force to be reckoned with in that middleweight division, submitting Kevin Holland in under a round. I don't know what you do with Kevin Holland next. He's four losses out of his last five fights. It's a bit tough, he's a fun fighter, but when fun fighters lose a lot, they become a lot less fun. So they lose that aura and everything about him. And I don't know if you'll be seeing him on the main card for much longer. But yeah, a great main card overall. I think that it was a good way to kick off the year. Definitely, if you didn't get a chance to watch the pay-per-view card, go watch Merab and Umar. That is the fight you want to see. That fight was incredible. I think Yuri and Jamal was a great fight. Islam and Hanato was, I think, as you'd expect. But that's my instant reaction for UFC 311, guys. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. interview with Eric Nixick dropping tonight or tomorrow, and then yeah, UFC 312 next month here in Australia. We'll be there, full fight week coverage, and everything else will be there on our YouTube channel. So until then, guys, thank you so much for checking this out. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.